And good morning. Happy Thursday morning. Today is February 8th, and I'm your host, Josh Engel. Today we have Oak Mountain Academy in the studio with us today. Head of school, Patrick Uran. We have the Director of College Counseling, Alessa Constein. Did I say that right? Alessa Constein. I'm going to get it right. And Amanda Tayeb, Director of Admissions. I believe I'm saying your name correctly. I've said it a few times.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, today we're going to be chatting about discovering your journey through the college counseling process on the mountain. We're very excited to have our guests in studio with us today. We are also live streaming on our WLBB Facebook page. So if you have any questions or comments for our guests, please feel free to hop in the chat and throw them in there, and I'd be happy to read those out. Well, why don't we jump right into it? We'll start first with, let's hear a bit about your backgrounds, a bit about your personal story. And we'll start with Patrick Uran, head of school.
Good morning, Josh. How are you?
Fabulous, sir. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you for having us on this morning. We appreciate the opportunity to talk about Oak Mountain Academy. It's one of our passions. I'm head of school, as you had mentioned earlier. I've been here for 6 years now, and I grew up here in Carrollton, and Oak Mountain Academy is one of my passions. I love being head of school here and having an opportunity to talk about all the wonderful things that we have happening on the mountain.
Excellent. We'll throw it over to Director of College Counseling, Alessa Constein. Alessa Constein. Now, let me just write the phonetics here. There we go. Tell us a bit about yourself, Alessa.
So I grew up in Douglasville, just one county over, and this is year 4 at Oak Mountain Academy, and I came from the higher ed side. So I have about almost a decade of experience in higher ed, and it has been an honor to help students at Oak Mountain find what their passion is and what their journey is for their future.
Groovy. Well, thank you for coming on the show today. Mm-hmm. Amanda, tell us a bit about yourself.
So I'm Amanda Tayeb, the Director of Admissions here at Oak Mountain Academy. I am a native of Carrollton. I grew up here, left for a little bit, but ended up back here in Carrollton. I've been on the mountain for 4 years, and I have a daughter here on the mountain in 10th grade, and I know how difficult it is and challenging to find a school for your child. We really looked hard to find Oak Mountain Academy, and we're very excited that she's here on the mountain, and I really enjoy helping new families find a place for their child, and hopefully that's here at Oak Mountain Academy.
You always have such a positive, warm spirit. I imagine that goes over well on the mountain.
I hope so.
Yes, it does.
Patrick can tell us. Patrick, first, if you could tell us about how Amanda's positivity impacts the students, as well as tell us a bit about why families choose OMA as the right school choice for them.
Well, first of all, Amanda radiates positivity. She has very positive energy. So every time she walks through the building, it shines. Oh, and it's infectious. It's contagious.
Next time, that's what you got to say.
You hang out 5 minutes with a man and you feel good.
Oh,
absolutely. So our families do pick Oak Mountain Academy for a couple of reasons. First of all, I do want to say we've got wonderful school choice in our area. We have a phenomenal city school system, and we have a phenomenal county school system, and of course we have a phenomenal independent school system as well. So we did check in with our families a couple of years ago and asked them why it is that we are the right school choice for them, and then we did it again last year, and the answer seems to be the same every time we check in with them. And the first reason is going to be our academic excellence. So when you look at our standardized test scores, our ERB scores, our PSAT scores, our SAT scores, our ACT scores, and our AP scores, we do those data digs every year, and when you compare our scores to the state of Georgia and to the national averages, almost consistently in every category across the board, almost every year we outscore not only the state average but the national average. Right. And collectively over the last 5 years, our graduating seniors, which is usually an average class size of about 12, have earned over $10.5 million in scholarship offers to their colleges of choice. Most of our kids, about 96% on average, get into their first choice, and the remainder get into their second choice. So hands down, the academic excellence and the success that our students have is the number one reason why they're at Oak Mountain Academy. The second reason is going to be our faith-based program. So we are a faith-based school, and we utilize the Bible as the foundation for teaching that curriculum, but it is not a Christian school, it is a faith-based school. So we're open to all different belief systems, and what we do is we focus on service to the community. And so we teach our students how to be good citizens starting at age 3, and we teach them the importance of giving back and the spirit of giving. And that becomes a constant thread in all that we do from age 3 all the way through graduation in their senior year. And so that's really what our faith-based program is rooted in, is about giving back. And then the third reason is going to be our dynamic opportunities. Every year we average somewhere between 200 and 220 students on the mountain. And we have a full athletic program. We have a full arts program. We have clubs, honor societies. We have all the same programs that all the other larger schools have. But when you only have about 200, 220 students, every student participates in everything. We don't have an A team, a B team, or a C team. We have the team. And leadership becomes a huge underlying component when everybody participates because everybody gets a shot. And so leadership is a huge foundation of our opportunities that we have. And even at age 3, our 3-year-olds stand up in front of the entire school and lead school-wide assemblies. And they do it consistently every year that they're at Oak Mountain Academy. So it becomes ingrained and inherent in their training program. They don't know any different. So they plan and they lead assemblies and they take leadership positions in every aspect of the school. And we engage in strategic planning with them at every level as well. So we even teach them how to negotiate and put scheduling together even when they're going to use the playground and what that rotation looks like. In the lower school, they figure out how the ice cream sales work. And so they go out and they sell the ice cream to the kids in the lower school. They help and figure out the scheduling of those kinds of things. So they're involved at a pretty intricate level, and that leadership component builds into those opportunities. And then the last reason is really going to be the family environment that we have. Everybody knows one another on the mountain because Oak Mountain Academy is a partnership with our families. And we take that partnership seriously. And because it's a family environment, because our parents partner with the school and with the kids and they're actively engaged in all that we do on the mountain, it's probably one of the safest environments that you're ever going to have for your kid because you know everybody. And if you've ever done any safety training seminars or webinars, they teach you that the safest thing that you can do for your community is to know the people that are in your community. Then you recognize when something is not right, when you know what the community is supposed to look like. And so it's a very safe environment. So those are really the 4 main reasons why families have decided that Oak Mountain Academy is the right school choice for them.
All of which is reflected in the students that take the time to come on the show with us. I mean, to have the opportunity to talk about the sheer number of extracurriculars, that training to lead, it's not so scary to them when it's kind of been a part of their education.
It's very normal and natural.
Very normal and natural. You also have something that a lot of other schools don't typically have, and it's the academic journeys.
Yes.
Amanda, could you tell us a bit about discovering your journey through the academic journey options?
Sure. So on the mountain, we have several different journeys that students can choose from for graduation. And these journeys will actually allow them to get a seal on their diploma upon graduation. We actually start some of the coursework in middle school. So for one of our journeys, the entrepreneurial scholar journey, they'll start taking some classes in middle school to kind of get them ready for that entrepreneurial journey. And then once they are in high school, they'll be able to choose from different journeys. One of those journeys is the AP Scholar Journey. So we offer over 18 AP classes here on the mountain. So the AP Scholar Journey will allow them to really take a deep dive into those AP classes. There are some qualifications in order to get that seal, and as far as how many classes they have to take and what they need to score on that final AP exam to get that seal. Another seal that we offer is the entrepreneurial scholar journey. So new to the mountain actually this year, we actually hired someone to come in and teach those entrepreneurial classes. Those, as I mentioned, actually begin in the middle school. And so there are a select number of courses that are required to receive that seal upon graduation as well. Another journey that we have is the world language journey. So beginning in 8th grade, well, actually beginning at the lower school, in pre-K4, we actually have an enrichment course, which is Spanish, which actually will take place all through their lower school and middle school journey, so that when they're in 8th grade, they actually choose for a Carnegie unit for the following year if they would like to take Spanish or French. So the world language journey will actually allow them to take a deep dive into languages, and again, take that AP language course at the end of that journey and make a certain grade on the AP exam to be able to get that World Language Journey seal on their diploma. The final journey this year is the Customized Academic Scholar Journey, where students can actually create a customized plan for graduation and receive a seal on that diploma as well. And this might include some dual enrollment, along with some AP courses. So we really like to work with families to make sure that we're meeting their needs for this customized scholar journey. We also have scholarships that are in combination with these journeys as well. They're actually academic-based scholarships. So we do allow for our current students to apply for those, and also new families can apply for those academic scholarships as well.
Time is 8:40. We'll go ahead and take our first commercial break. But when we come back, we will continue our conversation with Oak Mountain Academy as we discuss discovering your journey through the college counseling process on the mountain with head of school Patrick Uran, director of college counseling Elisa Constein, and Amanda Tayeb, director of admissions. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
The AP Scholar Journey at Oak Mountain Academy is designed to provide students with a clearly defined advanced placement curriculum track to earn a series of distinctions upon graduation. This journey enables academically prepared students to pursue college-level studies throughout 17 AP courses in 5 subject categories while enrolled at OMA. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us on the mountain. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us. Discover your journey at OMA. Prepare, explore, and achieve.
And we're back to Community Voice. Today is Thursday, February 8th. We are live streaming on our WLBB Facebook page. If you'd like to see the action, you can hop on there. Feel free to throw some questions or comments in the chat. We'd be happy to read those out to our guests, who happen to be head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, Patrick Uran, director of college counseling, Elisa Constein, and Amanda Tayeb, director of admissions. We've been chatting about discovering your journey through the college counseling process on the mountain. So if you're just tuning in, be sure to check out that first segment. Covered some great stuff there. But we're going to jump right back into the meat of it. So we're going to talk with Elisa. Elisa, tell us a bit about the how the Journeys programs affect and impact the college process.
Yeah, so Amanda touched on it just before the commercial break, but these journeys allow students to hone their passions and figure out what their passions are, because a lot of the times if you ask a teenager what they want to do, they have no idea, which is okay, but these journeys allow them to discover what they might be passionate about, something that they've been passionate about, allows them to dive a little bit deeper into those, and it also helps them look a little bit better on their applications to colleges with that diploma seal. So it helps them stand out a little bit, and the colleges can recognize, like, oh, they're actually they really like this type of thing, so we want them for our program. So that does help them stand out, and it will be interesting to see how it plays out over the next 4 years as our current upper school students get these seals, and how that does play a role in their college application process. So I think it's a great opportunity for our students to dive a little bit deeper into their passions and discover something that they like a lot, because like the entrepreneurial one, I know a lot of students have enjoyed that one. They're like, I had no idea I liked this kind of stuff. And I'm like, that's kind of the point. Like, we're introducing it to you before college, so you don't have to not necessarily go into college overwhelmed and not know what you want to do. Like,
I don't know about you, but that wasn't the case when we were in school.
No,
I didn't have that at all. It was just like yeah, you'll figure it out. You know?
I was the undecided major all throughout college, and it was fine, but it allowed me to discover my passion for higher education and helping students like myself in high school figure out what they want to do.
And here you are,
Here I am.
putting the rubber to the road.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, so you were talking about that, that college process. Could we talk a bit about what does the college prep process look like at Oak Mountain Academy?
Yeah, so as we've mentioned before, it starts at the pre-K level, essentially building those basic skills of leadership, doing the convocations every month. The pre-K are so cute leading the pledge at their convocation. And then we have middle school, they lead assemblies, and then our upper school, they plan a lot of those assemblies as well. But we're building those skills early on. And then in ninth grade is when it really, really picks up as to focusing a little bit more on, okay, what we're here. 4 years is coming quick. What's next? And so I really start to work with them in ninth grade and talk about, what are your passions? What are you interested in? And some of them still say, I have no idea. I say, okay, well, let's figure out what your strengths are. What subject do you like most? And start very simple, because sometimes they will discover something that they had no idea they had. Through those conversations. And I like doing it organically, so I try to meet them early on in ninth grade and then build that over the next 4 years. This senior class is the first class I have seen all 4 years. And so it's a very special thing to see how they were freshman year to now and see how much they have grown in that time frame. And then throughout the upper school process, I work with them on figuring out where they want to go, what their college preferences are, and preparing them for that next step.
Is there a college that most students want to go to? I always wondered that. Like, is there an ideal one that folks typically shoot for?
You have some, they're like, oh yeah, I definitely want this type of school, or I want this specific school. So we have seen a lot of our students stay in-state, and we have a lot at the UGA and Georgia Tech. That's primarily where they've gone over the last couple of years, but we're starting to see a little bit more branch out. We have some that are out of state in Alabama schools, Virginia schools, and maybe even not Tennessee yet, but that could come. So it's interesting to see them start to branch out, but a lot of them think they want a specific type of school. Yeah, so
Absolutely.
it opens up a big variety, and I am all about options, and so I tell the students, let's not dead set ourselves on one school. I said, let's see what all the options are out first, based on your preferences, because you may like one school and then get there and you're like, well, never mind. Or you may get to a school you had no intention of going to and you fall in love with it.
Yeah. I wanted to go to Harvard, and then I ended up at Dalton State College, and I was like, you know what? This is so much cooler. They got a cafeteria upstairs. This is nice.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for illuminating that. I was curious kind of how that went down.
Yeah.
Well, Patrick, parents, what role do parents play in this college process?
A very important role. We do pride ourselves on the fact that we do partner with our parents. Parents have a hope and a dream for their child. And then the students are learning how to articulate what their desires are for themselves. And then at the school-based level, we have a really strong sense of what their skills and abilities are. So when you take the parents' hope and dream, you take what their skills and abilities are, and you take our ability to assess what the child's own independent desires are with their still developmental phase of trying to articulate that, we have the ability to be able to marry those three together. And so it's very important that the parents have a seat at the table in those discussions. And so Elisa does a really good job of bringing all of those together, and those conversations happen, as she had mentioned. We engage in those conversations with parents from the age of 3 when they start in our program. The college discussions really get detailed starting in the 9th grade. And it's important that it starts there because there are different schools require different things. Some schools require more foreign language than other schools. Some schools require more science than other schools. So when you're looking at a student's 4-year track of what they want to take when they get in high school, it really does impact the schools that they may go to. They may need to take more foreign language. They may need to take more science. And so you need to begin having some conversations early on about what fields of study they may want to go into, because it does impact what they take in high school, particularly for us when they take more credits than the states require. So the state requires, I think we require as a school maybe 4 or 5 more credits for graduation than the state requires, and we offer 8 periods in a day instead of the standard 6 or 7. So our students will graduate with far more credits than what the state requires, which gives them far more opportunity. And so the parents need a seat at that table and to be part of that conversation, and they are very early on, and Elisa does a phenomenal job navigating those discussions.
Well, we got a comment on the live stream from Eddie Waters. Doing great, Patrick. Love helping at the Oak Mountain Academy and being part of that family.
Eddie's phenomenal.
Truly,
Thank you, Eddie.
So integrated, into the entire process.
Yes.
Family, the faculty, the student. I would have loved to have started on that path earlier than like 11th grade when when they're like, oh yeah, by the way, college is like in 20 minutes, so you probably need to like
I started
do
in 12th
something.
grade, so it's fine.
See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, what a great opportunity.
And I'll also say this too. One of the reasons why our students have such great success in getting those scholarship offers to college is not only because they work really hard for it and they have earned it, but because there is strategy in applying for those. You develop your skills very early on, but you also are very intentional about what you're studying and how you apply for them. And Elisa does a really good job. I've really in the top 1% of college counselors that I've ever worked with that are really good at helping kids and parents identify where those scholarship dollars are and matching them with what those kids' talents, skills, and abilities are and where their fields of studies are. And so she prepares them for a plethora of opportunities and then helps them find where they are. And it really takes a good college counselor and a good family who is actively involved in that process in order to make that happen. And so that's how that all comes together. If our parents weren't true partners with us, we would not have those same results for those students.
Time is 8:50. We're going to go ahead and take our second commercial break. But when we come back, we'll wrap up our conversation with the team from Oak Mountain Academy as we discuss discovering your journey through the college counseling process on the mountain. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
The customized academic scholar journey at Oak Mountain Academy is individually designed to provide students with a personalized, clearly defined academic track that earns the student a series of distinctions upon graduation. This journey enables academically driven students to pursue a focused, rigorous course of study personalized to their wants and desires. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us on the mountain. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us. Discover your journey at OMA. Prepare, explore, and achieve.
And we're back to Community Voice. Today is Thursday, February 8th. I am your host, Josh Engel, and we are chatting with Oak Mountain Academy. We got the Patrick Uran, head of school, as well as Elisa Constein, the director of college counseling, and Amanda Tayeb, director of admissions, as we discuss discovering your journey through the college counseling process on the mountain. Did want to remind everyone, before we run out of time, we are live streaming on our WLBB Facebook page. So if you have any questions or comments for our guests, throw them in the chat. Thank you, Eddie, for your comment in the last segment. Feel free to jump on, and I'd be happy to read those out to our guests. So let's jump right back into it. Elisa, what makes this this college prep program unique at Oak Mountain Academy?
Coming from the higher ed side, I saw a big need of that students had no idea of what to expect and the lingo and that kind of stuff. So that has helped, I think, make our program unique, as I can give them like, well, this is what financial aid actually means, or this is what application means, or those different types of lingo that they have no idea what it means. And so I think that has made it very unique because they're learning more words and definitions of things. But I also hold one-on-one student meetings with the students beginning in mainly junior year, but I start those organic meetings like in the hallways, or like, hey, how are you? What are you interested in? And those things help build onto those one-on-one meetings. And then in senior year, I really start to meet with them more frequently and say, hey, what about this? Where are you in this process? Please keep me updated. And so we have a very open communication with the seniors and what their processes look like. And if they need help with something, I think it helps that I'm always there. My door is always open across from their senior lounge, so it's very conveniently located. But I also build out their prospect list. So I'm actually meeting with juniors next week, one-on-one, and say, hey, where are you interested right now? It doesn't mean they're going to apply there, but where they're interested. And so then I start building out all the details of like, here's where this past year where they were with tuition. This is their requirements to get in. This this is some other details that you need to know, when the date's open, how you apply, that kind of thing. So I spend hours on hours, and sometimes it's 17 pages worth for one student with those college prospect lists. And so they have everything up front before senior year starts, and they can look through that, and their parents can look through that and say, okay, we like this school, I want this one really a lot more. Or if they need more details, they can say, can I have more details about this specific program at this school? And I'm happy to look into that for them. And then I have scholarship search, as Patrick mentioned earlier. I help them with that. I send out emails like, here's a scholarship, or have we thought about this? Are you interested? I was talking to a golf student yesterday. I said, do you have any golf subscriptions? I don't know what those things are these days, but look for that because that's what you're passionate about. So you want to find those little things that could make you different with those scholarship and apply to any and all. Don't assume that everyone's applying to the same one, because you might be the one and only that gets that scholarship. And then I do make it a point to celebrate every accomplishment with each student. So at convocations, we have it 3 times a week. So if acceptances come in or they make a commitment, I make sure to announce that and celebrate them. And I make a big deal. I'll hop up and down the hallway and scream that they got accepted into 7 schools, because that is a big deal. That's their next step in life. So I make sure to make that a really big deal. And we go on a college trip every year. Our 9th through 11th grade does that. We just got back last week from our college trip. We visited about 6 schools throughout the week of all different types. So it's a very big trip of exposure for those students to kind of understand what their preferences are and what they may or may not like in schools. And then I also teach a college readiness course where I get to help them understand even deeper of the higher education lingo, what it means, what the process looks like for application. We also talk about independent living skills, how to wash dishes, how to do laundry yourself, how to sew on a button, those little things that you don't really think that you need to know before you go off into independent world. But I'm hopefully helping soften the blow of what that life is after high school when they are on their own semi, and so they can have those skills in their back pocket. We talk about financial skills, budgeting, all those kinds of things that college students probably should be aware of, but they might not be so aware of in high school. So I'm helping introduce that to them. And then we also have a middle school transition to high school class, and that they teach at the 8th grade level, I believe. So that is a big help with them coming into the upper school.
Awesome.
I do want to add this in there too, because this is something that Elisa kind of referenced a second ago about the college counseling process, and this is also a culture piece at Oak Mountain Academy that makes something really special about being on the mountain. And it's unique to, I think, our upper division as well. And that is the fact of celebrating the student success. It isn't just the college acceptance piece that we celebrate. We celebrate all of their successes. Mm-hmm. And it has a huge impact in helping them decide where they may want to go and study and what they may want to actually study. And it makes a big difference when you have a kid that walks into the upper division one morning and you're like, hey, man, look, I just saw you on the basketball court last night, man. Your vertical is impressive. I can't believe how far you've come since 8th grade, man. And suddenly they're walking taller. And they had never really thought about maybe looking at a Division I school, because maybe they've got skill. They may not become a professional basketball player, but maybe they can get some scholarship money to play basketball. So that may change the direction of where they look at for school. Or when we're doing all the data digs and you're like, dude, listen, you've got the highest PSAT score. And you jumped like 300 points from last year this year. That lands with a kid when you say those kinds of things to a kid. And we are constantly, informally and formally, recognizing those student successes. And that has an impact in how they select colleges and what they choose to study. So I did want to mention that piece as well, because that's not only unique to our college process, it's intentional. It's also a culture piece at Oak Mountain Academy.
Well, Patrick, we're almost out of time. We have under a minute left. If you could, where could folks learn more, and how could they reach out to you?
Absolutely. So our website is the best place, www.oakmountain.us. They can also give us a call at 770-834-6651, or they can stop by at any time. We welcome visitors on the mountain all the time. And also follow us on our social media accounts. We are Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We'd love to have conversations with anybody who's interested in learning more about Oak Mountain Academy at any time.
Excellent. Patrick, Elisa, Amanda, thank you all for taking the time to wake up and come chat with us. And to everyone tuning in at home, we'll see you next time.